Hello, everyone. Guess what time it is? Seek, Gather, Create time. And we are doing the last week, which is week 4. So this is going to be my journal card for my trash journal for the last week of August. And here I decided to use that image from Lisa that she had just sent me because I think that lion is perfect for the enchanted prompt. And now I am just taking these picture frames. This is actually, I'm going to use this to make the window of the window prompt. So bear with me here because it does take me a while to figure all this stuff out. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that these picture frame things that have these little die cuts, that they are stickers. I didn't know this was a sticker. And so I end up gluing it. I glue these pieces down when I could have just stuck them down as a sticker. So I figure it out later on when I'm using another one, so you'll see that, and I'll remind you guys as we go. So let me let you guys in on the scene that I'm building here. So it will have our enchanted lion, and he is sitting in front of the window, and I don't know if you guys can see, but he actually has a brush in his hand. I think I'm going to say it's a paintbrush, but it's probably like for writing, like maybe calligraphy or something. But yeah, we're going to say he's painting, but he has a brush in his hand. And then I'm going to use, it's going to have the wall. The white part is going to be the wall. I'm going to put some picture frames along the side to represent the wall. And then also, as you see, I have like some clock faces out to the left. And those, I'm going to decide which one to use to represent the clock prompt. So our prompts are enchanted, a window, a clock, and yellow-green. And so yellow-green will come in with the wallpaper. And again, I'll go over it again as we go. But that's just, I'm just setting the scene so you guys know what I'm doing here. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out this window. With the window, I'm trying to decide how to put the window panes on because they have to go behind him so that it actually looks like a window. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to make it actually look like a window. So that's what I'm figuring out now. And then and I have to cut, like I cut behind his shoulder so that the edge of the window could go behind his shoulder. I'm going to have to do that also with his head. So I always pick the most difficult ways of doing things. There's probably an easier way, but I haven't figured it out yet. Well, I guess the easier way would have been just to paint the window panes on there with maybe with a paint pen or a paint marker instead of using this picture frame. But oh well, too late now. And of course, now I'm just extending his back and his shoulder into the other part of the page, so he's not cut off right there on the edge. And I'm just using a micron pen to outline and add the shading, and then later I'll go back in and attempt to color and match the best I can to the color of the original picture. Now, originally I was going to paint the wall a yellow-green solid color, but then looking through my stash, I found this little scrap piece of paper, and I thought, oh, this is perfect for wallpaper because it kind of looks like wallpaper. So instead, I'm using this little scrap piece right here. So now I just got to kind of cut it into pieces to make it cover the whole wall. And here I'm just painting over a little piece under the window pane that is still part of the outside scene, so I need to make it look more like the wallpaper to represent under the window. So I'm just trying to find a good white, and nothing's working, but you know, this is good enough. It's just a little piece. And of course, now I am just trying to get the picture frame to be behind his shoulder. And then here's where I discover, oh, it's a sticker. I didn't know these were stickers. But anyways, yeah, so I was like, okay. Yeah, so that's all I'm doing here. And I'm like, wow, all this time. I've had these for years too. And of course, none of my paint markers are navy blue, so I'm trying to create more of a navy blue color using the blue and then a little bit of gray over it. It doesn't work, but that's okay. So I stop after midway, and then I decide later to try my alcohol markers, which also kind of do the same thing, but then I just go with it later. And, as long as you guys know the idea behind it. So here I'm working on the clock, and I decide I didn't like that big metal piece around the clock, so I just took the clock face out, but it still needs something, some sort of frame for that clock face. So I'm making one out of another picture frame here. But these aren't stickers. I think these are just this kind is just on cardboard or cardstock. I mean, and I do this a lot with some of my picture frames. Is if I want them to be a little bit smaller, um, I will cut them in half and then move the top half down towards the bottom half to make a smaller frame, which is what I'm doing here. And then in the end, I realize it's going to be cut off at the top anyway, so I really don't need the whole frame. But I realize that after a minute here. And of course, with my journaling cards, I like to round the corners, but they're too thick, so I'm going to have to just do it by hand with the scissors. And now I'm trying to make a window shine, so that you can tell that it's a window. But none of my white pens, gel pens, markers are working on this paper. Finally, I do use the Sharpie white, and it does work. It's a little bit brighter than I want, but it's okay. As long as you guys get the gist of it. Then upon looking at it, I decide to go over with the alcohol pen over the window panes because they look too much like the picture frames that I don't want it to appear like it's another picture behind him. So I just kind of make it more of a solid brown, and I think that does help it look more like a window versus a picture frame. Just some last minute details, and I think we are done. And I really like the way this one turned out. So here's our clock, our window, our enchanted lion, and then the yellow green in the wallpaper. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I hope you liked this video. And, as always, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Tschüss.